Mr. Wilson has been a man of great vision. It was said that he could see beyond the horizon and visualize things that were beyond the gaze of everyone else. That was probably due in part to the fact that he was accustomed to riding so high in the air on his farm tractor. In any case, his perspective on how Rockford Lutheran could impact this community was unique. He saw opportunities for our ministry to reach the youth of the Rockford area in a way that transformed Lutheran into a true gift to this entire area. While others saw the impediments of so many financial limitations, he saw possibilities. And with the dogged determination of a true wrestler, he never let go of a challenge until he conquered it. Keith will always be known as a person who had such an impact on the size of our school and the extent of our facilities. But his significant impact was always in the lives of children, his determination to see that they had an opportunity to learn about Jesus, and the education to make a difference in their world. That is the legacy of Keith Wilson. Don Courts.
I heard about Mr. Keith Wilson. I heard about what a visionary man he was and the amazing work that he did at Bloom School in the Academics Plus program there. He was a very loved and influential educator and administrator, and just an educational vision.
I think there'll be 4 or 5 guys here at this breakfast that could stand up and attest to him changing their life.
One thing great about Keith was he was such a great visionary, and that's what I really liked working with him. He not only had the vision, he was a great leader, and he was able to get people to believe in his vision and follow him.
That you cared about things, that people, you said thank you, you appreciated everything. I think the thing that he did the most was made everybody feel like they belonged. If you go back and look at the yearbooks and you look at the wide range of kids from A to Z in every class, the way kids dressed, the way kids looked, the way kids were individuals, and no one was bold enough to persecute them for being individuals.
Kind of like alphabet soup. You didn't know what you were going to get each day. He was always coming up with something new, trying to figure out where to put a new classroom, and then once we'd figure out where to get a new classroom, he'd try to figure out how we were going to fill that classroom with kids.
Keith had such a vision, and he was such a yes, optimistic, positive, encouraging person. You know, we all had ideas, and he was all about chasing down these ideas and implementing these ideas.
And he would always get his thoughts, once he'd get them together, he'd get them down on paper. Now here's kind of the hard part. He would use whatever paper was near him, whether it would be a napkin at a restaurant, a placemat, a coaster. He even brought, and occasionally he would use real paper. And he was kind of funny when he'd make his notes too. He'd put his notes down, and then if all of a sudden he thought of something else, he'd start turning the paper. He'd write at the bottom, and he'd turn it, and he'd turn it. Sometimes he'd use the back of the paper.
It talked about arts integrated curriculum, and it talked about this school in Nashville, the Aiken School, which was supporting a program that was funded by the Leonard Bernstein Foundation, where the whole curriculum in the entire school, grades K through 8, was a fully arts integrated school. And this article was all about that, and it just inspired me so much that I shared this article with Keith. And the next morning I heard from Mickey, his secretary, that he had wanted her to book tickets down to Nashville to go and do an observation at this school and meet with the people from the Leonard Bernstein Center of Performing Arts, their foundation, and talk to them about this school, because we had this new growing school, LAGD, that we just wanted to hear all about their ideas. And I just so intensely believe in the power of music with children and the connections that can be made with music and curriculum. And Keith said, you know, then it's a fit, it's a match.
you learned how to do things and how to have a plan and set that plan forward, and if you didn't, he did it for you.
Especially if it was a kid and he knew that that student needed to be at our school, otherwise they wouldn't succeed in life. He'd work really hard, do whatever he had to do to keep that child at our school. One thing he always had the focus and the vision, and his vision was Christian education for everybody.
I didn't trust him at first. I mean, he called me over a couple times, and I wouldn't go over and talk to him. And finally, I just said, go see what that guy wants, and maybe he'll leave you alone, and you can finish the game. So I went over and talked to him, and everything just snowballed from there, I guess. I think I took the packet home it was like March. Saved money all summer long to get prepared for school, and then I called him like at the beginning of August and just told him some things came up and I needed to give that money to my mom. I kind of just told him I talked to him another time, and he kept up with me instead of me keeping up with him.
Keith always ran full steam ahead up and down that hallway that first year because there were so many things that were new and exciting that to catch him you had to run alongside him down the hallway.
His drive, the guy's going 100 miles an hour all day, every day. I mean, as kids, we couldn't keep up with him, so I know it's tough to keep up with him even now.
And there really are a lot of funny stories. From walking in the office when he just got home from the farm, or just got back from the farm, and I would say, leave your shoes outside the door.
Keith I think he must have been the poster child for multitasking, because he could be listening to me 100% with me, hearing every single word, but he could be talking to Mickey Heinsroth, his secretary, at the very same time, scheduling 85 things and talking to all the teachers as they were going, and still loving these kids, and hugging them up and down the hallway, and all at once.
We were in the Gloria Day Library, and we were going to have an open house that night. More came and more signed up than we even needed. That moment was really the beginning of the great part of his vision. That was really the beginning.
My kids over, Graham started kindergarten in that very first kindergarten class here, and we never have looked back.
It was an easy choice for me and for the kids especially to be a part of the things that have molded who I am and who I've become.
He was just a true visionary, always one of my true heroes, and I always had a great time working with him.
Something was very, very special in his heart and caused our lives to meet.
There is nothing like this school anywhere else. I am so thankful to teach here. I am so thankful that my kids have been educated here. I am so thankful that the vision that Keith had so long ago is still a part of everything that we do.
That is the legacy of Keith Wilson.